Those things, the Daleks are intent on doing us some serious harm.
This just isn't decent.
I know, no time for all that.
The destruction of the Time Lords will be achieved.
So hello and welcome Doctor Who fans, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and to improve this fantastic day I'll be taking a look at possibly the best release from Big Finish, known as A Dark Eyes. And if you want to skip to my thoughts and review on each individual stories, to skip the showcasing of just the box set and all the other stuff, then skip to all these times if you want to get to the review of the stories. So we're going to take a look at the front cover of this audio box set. We have the Doctor, Paul McGann, Molly O'Sullivan and Cottress, who plays a very big role in this part of the story, especially near the end as well. We have two Daleks right by here. As you know, they are the main enemy of this. They're featured in all the story, so whoever's a fan of the Daleks will love this box set. I think everyone usually does anyway. And we have the Dark Eyes by here, which the Doctor is very intrigued that Molly O'Sullivan has very dark eyes, even though she does not like to be called that. And this features Paul McGann, Root Bradley, Peter Regan and Toby Jones, with Nicholas Briggs as the Daleks and some barbed wire down by there. So we have the side there, the stories which is featured. Release 1, The Great War, Fugitives, Tangled Web and X and the Daleks, with a nice cover up by there. And the back, I won't read, you can just, that'll be just some reading time to be paused, because I don't want this review to be too long, because the rendering time will be absolutely ridiculous. It started with the first story in this box set, The Great War. Now here we have the first story, which is The Great War. I love the cover art on this one as well. And what's different about it, this by here is a different picture they use now with Dark Eyes, because, you know, the Doctor is a changed man after the horrible event of To the Death. So there's the side, 1.1, and the back of the audio. I'll read the blurb on this one. Voluntary aid, detachment, nursing assistance, Molly O'Sullivan spends her days facing the horrors of the Great War. Little does she know that a man from another world has arrived looking for her. But what are the strange sounds coming from the battlefield at night? Where is the glowing glass coming from? And is everyone who they claim to be? So they're the people who were featured in the story, so you can pause that. And the story is, running time is 60 minutes approx. So we have the innards of the release. They don't have the John Pertwee 1970 spiral now. It's just purple now. It is in this one. So the booklet, and they always feature brilliant concept art on each one. And this is brilliant concept art. Real has a World War type of feel in this one. Love it. And they're the characters featured in the story. They all play tremendous roles and all fantastically written. And if you don't know who he is, you might know who he is. He actually played the Dream Lord as well, and he is a flipping brilliant actor. So one of my overall thoughts and opinions on The Great War, fantastic mystery in this, and I really like The Great War, and it's a very, very strong story to start off Dark Eyes, and it was really fresh and very entertaining to get into. And yeah, the Daleks are featured like barely right at the end, but of course they are featured in all the other stories, and their role just gets growing and fantastically. Again, one of the best box sets and one of the best starters to any box set or any Big Finish release. This definitely gets a straight 10. It's an absolute fantastic story with a lot of mystery in it, even though you sort of know what already it is, but it's still very interesting and a fantastic story. So The Great War is a brilliant start to this fantastic box set. So next we'll be taking a look at Fugitives. So here we have the Fugitives artwork. I love the artwork again as well. It's absolutely brilliant as well. So this side is 1.2 now. So the blurb now, with the first objective of his mission reached among, nothing is going to plan for the Doctor. He finds he cannot contact or return to the Time Lord's home planet Gallifrey. And just when Molly O'Sullivan thinks she escaped one conflict, she finds herself in the thick of another one. What is that connects the Doctor, the Daleks, and the mysterious ideas of scientific absolute? And this story is 60 minutes long. So there's the innards. The disc is really the same. There's some writer notes from Nicholas Briggs, and if you know, he written and directed all of them. I'm so disappointed because I really wanted to get this signed by Nicholas Briggs, because I wish I got this earlier. That's all I can say. And brilliant again, lovely concept art in this one again. They're all brilliant, they are. Now, my overall thoughts and opinions on Fugitives. Now, Fugitives, it's got so much action in it. It really had the action in it, and it just follows on from Great War, and this is where possibly all the action is following from the Great War. It is very entertaining, and I love that Paul McGann, the Doctor, and Molly O'Sullivan are already connecting fantastically, even though she's a little bit stroppy, she is, but when they go to the alien planet, and you can see there's already a relationship already kicking off, and I thought that was fantastically. And Fugitives, again, it is marvellous of a story, and it's absolutely great. This one is a 10 out of 10 straight away again. Right now, Dark Eyes, it is possibly my favourite audio out of my entire collection, because it's Dark Eyes. What more can I say about it? So this is a fantastic story again. So we're moving on to the third release. This is the third story, Tangled Web. So here we have Tangled Web, the cover art by here, and there we have Cotris again. Also plays a very big story throughout, and then progressing to the X and the Daleks. And as you can see, it's 1.3, and we have the back, and there you can pause for the people who played in the audio or the cast. Now I'll read the blurb. Something happened when Molly O'Sullivan was just 2 years old, and the Doctor thinks it's high time they found out exactly what it was. Meanwhile, the Daleks are fully activating their temporal chamber, and while the Doctor and Molly get closer and closer to the terrible truth, the nature of reality itself seems to be the question. Again, 60 minutes long approx. So there we have just some director's notes as well from Nicholas Briggs. And there we have some cover art as well, a brilliant cover art again with Straxus as well, who also played a very important time, a very shocking part as well in the last story. So my overall thoughts and opinions on Tangled Web. Now this story, the Daleks are really sly in this, and very, very sly they are. And the Power of the Daleks sly, and Power of the Daleks is one of my favourite stories of all time. And why wouldn't I not like Tangled Web? The Daleks are really cunning and sly in this, and you would definitely see they are when you listen to this story. Now this story flicks back into Molly O'Sullivan's past, it does, when she was 2 years old, and something happened in that time zone. I'm not going to say what happens, but it is very interesting, this audio. This audio went by very quickly, it did, from all the others, and it seemed to had a very fast pace to this story, and it was a very good story, this one was, and I was very intrigued about this story. Again, I am going to rate it a 10. So, we're going on to the final story of this great release, X and the Daleks. So here we have the cover art of X and the Daleks. Brilliant, brilliant cover art in this one as well. Oh, I forgot about Tangled Web. It actually features the Dalek time controller as well, if he's featured in other past audios as well. So the cover art is brilliant. I absolutely love it. And there's the back as well, 1.4. This is the last story, and characters which were featured in the audio. Now I'll just read the blurb. Subject is called Molly O'Sullivan, an inhabitant of Earth-born Earth year 1891, has travelled in space and time with Time Lord known as the Doctor. With Straxus and his TARDIS destroyed, it is here that the truth of the threat to the universe will finally be revealed. What is the Dalek time controller's ultimate plan? What exactly is the space-time projector? Who will survive this epic battle? It is 120 minutes long because it's 2 disc set, and it features a bonus commentary. So there's the units. This story was at this box. It was near Asylum of the Daleks. This one was. So, oh, well, I opened it the wrong way round actually. But there's the behind the scenes documentary, which is fab documentary where they go through each individual stories. I'll just get the booklet out. And then, again, brilliant concept art again. with Kotras as well, who plays a fantastic role. And there's that Dalek time controller who looks absolutely brilliant. Again, I like his he has a very calm voice and very quiet to all the other Daleks, and he acts very threatening, he does, even though he's very calm Dalek sometimes as well. He just speaks very differently to other Daleks, he does. Not like a really strong like the Dalek Emperor. He speaks rather different, he does. And then there's just the credits, which the cover illustrations and the web services and all that jazzy stuff. Now to my overall thoughts and opinions on X and the Daleks. Again, a magnificent end to Dark Eyes, and yeah, it is going to be kind of difficult to follow on from Dark Eyes 2, so I'm going to be interested in what the Traitor is going to be like in Dark Eyes 2, because I think it's going to be a really hard challenge for it to follow. And X and the Daleks, again, it is a brilliant, full of action, but it has one problem, and I have found it out, and some people have said it's not long enough. I think this could have been a two-parter, and it should have, because it did build up a bit, and I think it needed a bit more in it, just a little bit more, and the new series does suffer in that, and it suffered with X and the Daleks as well. So it did have a fantastic ending, all the characters were on top form, and it is a brilliant story. It just needed a bit more listening time, it did. And so I am going to rate it a 9.5 out of 10. If it had a bit more to it, a bit more action scenes to it, it would have been the perfect release, it would. But unfortunately, it didn't have enough to it. So X and the Daleks, it was fantastic, but it just needed a little more energy. So thank you very much for watching my review of Dark Eyes. I was going to say Dalek Eyes then. So if I would rate all of them in order, 4th place would go to X and the Daleks. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but it just needed more screen time. 3rd place would go to Great War, full of mystery, absolutely fantastic. 2nd place goes to Tangled Web, full of power, the Daleks, sort of Daleks, excellent, and people may be quite surprised, but my 1st place goes to of action it is, and it's absolutely marvellous, and relationship with Molly O'Sullivan and the Doctor is magnificent. My favourite story in the Dark Eyes trilogy. So thank you very much for watching Dark Eyes. If I rate it as a whole, I'm still going to rate it a 10 out of 10. It definitely deserves it, even though I rated X and the Daleks at 9.5. But this is without a doubt the best release so far, and I think it's going to be a tough cookie to beat. And Chimes of Midnight gets a lot of rival with it, so I'm going to be listening to it and see if Chimes of Midnight beats it. It's going to be a tough cookie to beat, this is. So thank you very much for watching this review. The next review will obviously be Dark Eyes 2, and we are leading very close to the 50th review. So stay tuned, and thanks everybody.